are the goals that the president's laid out and that we must achieve. And it really is in Iran's hands. And I think there should be no doubt that the military has the capability to further eliminate a lot of the dual-use infrastructure and to finalize the elimination of all the military capability Iran has. That would be unfortunate for the people of Iran, but that may be necessary to achieve the objective. So I think the president's in a position. The blockade, by the way, is putting additional pressure on every single day. 90% of the revenue for Iran comes from oil. That's now stalled to zero. You see inflation's up 80%. There's bread lines. The pressure on Iran is growing. And I just hope that the leadership will choose a path that will benefit the people of Iran. But listen, these are a bunch of radicals we shouldn't trust. So they're going to have to prove to us that they're ready for peace. And the president has all the options in the world.
And you just talked about this blockade. It is working right now, but it is also the reason that gas prices are going way up here in the United States. President Trump says that is going to be temporary pain for long-term gain. But when you're out and about in Pennsylvania and Washington, wherever, what percentage of constituents that come up to you say that their number one issue is gas prices?
Well, it's certainly an issue. In Pennsylvania, gas prices are up between 80 cents and $1 a gallon. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're feeling that. I also think consistently I'm getting the message that people understand why the president went into Iran and know that goal for our children and their children, that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. But the gas prices are against a backdrop of a very strong economy. The job numbers in March were incredible, 180,000 jobs. Real wages are up 4% this year. Inflation, overall inflation, is about 2.5%, which is about half of what it was during the Biden administration. So people are feeling the gas prices, no doubt, and I don't want to make light of that. But that's against the backdrop of a strong economy where the Trump policies are working. In Pennsylvania, all sorts of new job creation for energy infrastructure and data centers. These are great paying jobs. I think people feel that too.
And my last one, Senator, before we let you get on with your Sunday, the president has been really upset about the lack of help from America's friends with Epic Fury, especially Germany. So the president's going to pull 5,000 American troops out of Germany. It's going to put the troop levels down to where they were before Russia invaded Ukraine. Is that a good idea?
I'm upset too. I'm upset too. Listen, what we were asking our European allies to do, Germany among others, was not to put troops on the ground in Iran, but to allow us to have flyover rights and to allow us to have refueling rights. And there's some countries in NATO that have been incredibly supportive, and there's others that have really been disappointing. And I think Germany's at the front of the list. I don't think those 5,000 troops are going to change our security posture in Europe. I think that's a fine and appropriate move by the president. But make no mistake, I don't think we're headed to a divorce. But I think what's becoming clear here is that we got real problems in our relationship with NATO. And when the dust settles on what's going on in the Middle East, I think we're going to have a real honest conversation about what we can expect from our allies in Europe, particularly given the enormous role that America's played from World War II on in providing a security backstop to all the countries of NATO. So it's disappointing, and I think the president has every right to be frustrated and disappointed by it.
And it's a big deal. We'll stay on top of it. Senator Dave McCormick, thank you so much for being here.
I will say the war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can do whatever we want. And it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect. It's perfect. It was the power we have, our military. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. I built it 4 years, my first 4 years. We had the best economy in the history of our country in my first term, and we're blowing it out now. We're blowing it away now. And despite our little diversion to the lovely country of Iran, lovely place, but we had to do that because otherwise bad things could happen, really bad things. So we've sent out, and I think you're going to see some incredible results, for those people that question it. You're going to see some. The job we've done has been amazing. The ships are out there today, and they're saying, don't come here. Don't even think about it. And you have these massive tankers saying, let's get the hell out of here. It's amazing. It's amazing.
The U.S. has announced a formal blockade of Iranian ports and coastal areas. This is illegal action. All vessels are advised to immediately return to port if leaving, and discontinue transit to Iran if that is your next port of call. Do not attempt to breach the blockade. Vessels will be boarded for interdiction and seizure, transiting to or from an Iranian port. Turn around and prepare to be boarded. If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force. The whole of the United States Navy is ready to force compliance. Now.
The president's comments come as U.S. Central Command continues to block Iranian ports with more than a dozen support vessels. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper explained the impact of this move, saying, quote, a blockade of Iranian ports has been fully implemented as U.S. forces maintain maritime superiority in the Middle East. An estimated 90% of Iran's economy is fueled by international trade by sea. In less than 36 hours since the blockade was implemented, U.S. forces have completely halted economic trade going into and out of Iran by sea. Iran's foreign minister.
I mean, honestly,
You thought it was gonna
I
be
thought
worse.
there'd be much, and I was willing to do that, to stop a nuclear weapon to be used against this country or the Middle East, anybody in the Middle East. They were going to take out the Middle East. To stop that, it was certainly worthwhile, being much higher than it is right now.
I won't divulge internal conversations. I will say that those of us within the intelligence community continue to provide the president with all of the best objective intelligence available to inform his decisions.
The last what the world wants is an insecure United States. We need a strong, healthy, wealthy, self-competent, not warmongering United States to keep peace. It's the way your president is managing things, President Trump, that is.
War in this context and in pursuit of peace is necessary.
They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.